Oh, hello, hello, Spirit House here. I just wanted to talk a little bit about faith and what it truly means to have a relationship with God tonight. And to dispel a big lie and myth that's been going on for centuries, mainly since the 14th century, but even before then, when a lot of books were excluded from the Bible by certain religious sects. Okay, the true meaning of having a close relationship with God is not that you need a middleman. That's a lie. You don't need a middleman. You don't need confessionals. You don't need someone to mediate for you among God. The God did not ever intend that. Jesus did not intend that. Whoever you subscribe to never intended that. They want you to talk with them throughout the day, consult with them throughout the day. For anything that you have questions with, go directly to God, Source, Divine Source Creator, by whichever name that you prescribe to Divine Source Creator, you know, throughout any world religion. There was never meant to be a middleman. Now, it was bastardized and corrupted because of money and greed. And I'm not saying that churches are bad. Going to church is bad, no matter what denomination you are, because there's the fellowship factor, and that's really strong. And even with myself throughout the years, there have been certain pastors that have just really have a gift. They have a gift and they really I'd be excited to go to church every Sunday and listen to their sermon because they were so gifted and they were genuine people. Okay, so I'm not bagging that, but I'm just saying that at some point, it's like and I'm not excluding the Catholic Church on this, but I'm just saying that, they wanted the masses to be dumb. They didn't want them to learn how to read, and they wanted to read in Latin so that there had to be a middleman. And this is how, basically, when most of it started in the Roman Catholic Church, and so that people were codependent. They wanted to make people codependent to give them money and in order to hear God's word, and that's wrong. That's a sin. I'm sorry. Because anyone and any religious belief and anywhere in the world can have a direct relationship with God and develop a close relationship with God without a middleman. You'd never need a middleman. I realized that when I was 6 years old because I talked to God directly and I went to church. I grew up in church. But by the time I was 8, it was like my favorite pastor left the church and we had a different pastor, and he wasn't a bad man, but it was like the things he was saying didn't add up. And there was a lot of bias and bigotry and stuff in his sermons. And I left the church at that point because of that. Not because I didn't love the church. My grandfather built the First Baptist Church the first one in Anchorage, Alaska. And it was a lovely place. And my father was the choir director. He's a music man. But it's like, I love God. I love to worship in joyous places. But I've always had you know, strong intuition about people, and it has to be sincere, you know. So, I had my own reasons, but regardless, if if you can't find the right place to worship, I'm not saying that places of worship are bad. It's wonderful for fellowship and things like that, but even in your darkest hour, or if you're isolated from everyone else, you can still have a very close relationship with God without a middleman, without anybody else. In fact, that's what is intended. That's what's intended through meditation, through prayer, through a lot of time alone. You can develop that. So, that's my message for tonight, because you know they want you to be codependent. A lot of people, not everyone. I'm not saying everyone, every church, but there's a lot of people that try to manipulate you to be codependent so that they can get your donations and money. And even people And there's been a lot of Illuminati, whether you believe in that or not. It's a real thing. It's been going on for centuries, also, that have infiltrated the church in any denomination, and there are, you know, agents of the devil in every holy worship place. I mean, look at Joel Osteen. What happened there? I mean, that's crazy. The other day, it's sad, and I pray for the families and that poor child that she put at risk. You know, but it's like we really need to be diligent in our discernment and developing our intuition through God to be able to discern who's genuine and who isn't, you know, and it's just, it's really important in this day and age because things are so, the dark forces have really, really, they're on their last leg. Let me tell you that. There's a lot of hope, but they're really going at it because they're on their last leg and they're trying desperately. And so that things might get a little worse before they get better. But you know, the light will always win, always, no matter what. This is nothing was delayed that God didn't mean for it to be delayed for you in your life, for your own highest good, and everything is in divine timing, and everything is as it should be. So don't buy into the illusions, and just really stay true to yourself. And the best way to combat the dark forces is to develop a very strong relationship with God and be in prayer throughout the day, you know, and that's the best advice I can give, you know, really, and cleanse your space, take your salt baths, you know, just really, really commune with God, you know, and Jesus. So anyway, or whoever you know, subscribe to, or whoever you pray to, just stay in the light. And I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.